Hello everybody, and welcome back to Nefarious TV. Today we are doing something new, but it's something you can expect to see a lot of in the future of Nefarious TV. We are going to be analyzing a series of videos from an ARG called Kepther E. A lot of you joined me in a live stream where we watched the entire series together. I will be mentioning a couple of names throughout this video of users that joined the live stream and helped me put this puzzle together. I want to give a brief warning now. This series is pretty graphic, disturbing, and may possibly contain some footage from a real crime scene. So I suggest skipping this video if any of those things bother you. I will be censoring bits and pieces of this series, but not all of it. So with all of that being said, let's begin.
There she is. What's up? How's it going? You ready?
You have to taint every video with these stupid...
Can you stop filming all the time? I'm trying to know that it's rare for you to find someone that you can talk to.
Kepther E is made up of about 92 videos and takes about 2 hours to get through. Although, I would say about 50% of it is made up entirely of nonsensical footage of trees, clouds, and buildings. Without ever seeing what he looks or sounds like, we are sort of introduced to our first character, and his name is Alex. Alex seems to be obsessed with filming. He films everything and seems to genuinely find it interesting. When we were live streaming this, one of my viewers, Reek Mouse, brought up the thought that Alex could have obsessive compulsive disorder. Filming anything and everything is a common activity people with OCD do. This has some relevance, but we will come back to this later. Something I want to point out before we continue on is the fact that most of the videos have some sort of code tied to it as a video title. Almost all of the videos that come from Alex are titled something like DV100140 or DV100130. These appear to be the file names that the camera assigns each video. We will see videos with different file names throughout the series that differentiate between a few different cameras and points of view. The odd thing is that occasionally the videos will have a different one-word title that seems to correspond with what's going on in that particular video. This brings us to the first real event in the series, a video titled Cat 1 through 6. In the video right before Cat 1 through 6, Alex is filming and exploring the unfinished attic of a house in the woods. This house is potentially where he lives, or at the very least, it's somewhere he visits multiple times. Going into the cat video, we are immediately shown a dead raccoon on top of a big piece of paper. We can see the words "please" and "is watching" written on the paper. The video is titled Cat 1 through 6, yet we are shown a dead raccoon. This goes to show that Alex seems to not know the difference between the two. I think that really adds to the fact that Alex is mentally challenged in a lot of ways. Something that I find disturbing about this video is that they have a real dead raccoon. That means that the creators of this ARG got lucky and found this raccoon as a roadkill. Or the much less likely scenario, they killed it themselves. Either way, they kept a real corpse of a raccoon and let it rot somewhere for a long period of time. That is both creepy and dedicated. In the next clip, Alex is hanging out with some people at a bonfire. For the first time, we get a glimpse at Alex having a conversation with another human being. His friend starts by asking him a question.
So, what were you telling me earlier about the girl? Dude, do you mind like putting the camera down for a minute and actually talking to me?
This question gets asked to Alex a lot at different points in this series, which really shows how often he really is filming. This also brings in another question. Who is this girl he's referring to? Moving on, we are brought to a mall where Alex is, once again, filming everything. But what we soon find out is that Alex is not only filming a girl, but following one, without her knowledge. We don't know who this girl is, but what we do know is that she has no idea she's being followed. It's almost comical that while Alex is stalking this girl, he still seems to get distracted at times and starts filming random objects. The fact that Alex seems to be stalking this girl is unsettling given the stage that has been set thus far. But in the next clip, things become much worse. The title of this video is Prey. Take a look. This is clearly the home of the girl that Alex was following. This pretty much speaks for itself, given the fact that he titled the video as Prey.
I'm the one doing all the filming. I'm the one doing all the editing.
I'm filming right now.
You're not the star. I'm the star.
Okay.
Look at me.
In the next series of clips, we are introduced to some other characters that we are going to refer to as the Friends. The Friends are a boy and girl in what appear to be their early 20s, and they are exactly what we are referring to them as, friends. They are unnamed throughout the series, so I will do my best to make sure you all know who I am talking about when I bring them up. The first thing to note is that every video that has the Friends appear in it has a different file prefix and is obviously shot on a much nicer camera, a DSLR for that matter. The files all have a P followed by a bunch of numbers. All of these videos are easygoing and are a simple documentation of the Friends going on a camping trip. Nothing very eventful happens other than the discovery of a pumpkin and some Britney Spears impressions. The Friends talk a lot about their vlogs and how they're going to start a YouTube channel. This might be some sort of homage to the Kepther E channel, or it might serve as an explanation as for why they are filming, but I'm honestly not quite sure. Either way, I don't believe it's that important. After a lot of 5 to 10 second videos of the Friends talking and camping, we come to a video entitled Sleeping. This is another video taken by Alex. It starts off with Alex filming a house in the middle of the night. The house of the girl that he was following. This is creepy enough as it is, until he starts filming the girl sleeping through her bedroom window. What the hell? It seems like each time something like this happens, it gets a little worse. Something to make a note of, I don't believe that the girl that Alex is stalking is the same girl from the P prefixed videos. Putting them side by side gives us a pretty clear-cut answer. So who are the Friends from the letter P videos? Next, we are shown more short clips of the Friends camping and hiking. What we realize at this point is that the whole series is out of chronological order. Sprinkled in the middle of the camping videos are a few videos of the Friends back home, walking one of their dogs, driving to the campsite, and hanging out in front of a house. I'm not sure why it's out of order, but it definitely adds to the eeriness. This brings us to a video that exposes some of the true darkness that Alex is involved in. DV100112. It starts off with a camera glitch, and then Alex begins walking through a building. He walks past a chair with a bowl of something next to it, and eventually approaches this.
Where are we even gonna get in? Do you have a ladder?
So now we know for sure that Alex is at the very least involved in something extremely dark and hostile. We aren't entirely sure at this point if the person is still alive and being held hostage, or if this is just a body. We also don't know if Alex is holding this person hostage, or if the person at the top of the stairs is responsible. It's hard to say, because to me it feels like Alex has a sort of oblivious innocence to him that makes me think his intentions are not purely evil, and instead just naive and childlike. Of course, that is no excuse for what he's doing, but it says something about him as a character. Something else to note is that we can see that Alex passes by the dead raccoon from earlier, which tells us that they are holding this person hostage in the same house. Eventually, we come to a video that one of the friends starts filming in their tent in the middle of the night.
Owen.
What?
You hear that?
Hear what?
Something moving around out there.
This could be nothing, but we will find out soon enough what exactly it is that they're hearing. The very next video is by far the longest video in the series. It's 31 minutes long, and it's one of Alex's videos. Most of it is typical Alex footage of birds and trees. It's a little daunting, to be honest, because it's so much of the same thing, but there are multiple parts of it that are very important. The first is a conversation that he has with one of his friends.
So this girl is just fine with you, like, filming her? Or did you not tell her? You didn't tell her, did you? Can you stop filming all the time? We're trying to, like, know that it's rare for you to find someone that you can talk to. And he cares about the project, I can see it, but I don't know. You know he's always tweaked out and shit, right? Alex, can you put the camera down for a minute? Turn it off. Is it off? Thank you. It wasn't a roadkill. Look, I don't want to do this project with Kevin anymore. You know it's fucked up when even I'm worried about you, Hannah.
The guy that he is talking to talks down to Alex like a little brother. He also asks him to stop filming multiple times, and Alex can't seem to fight the urge to film. This is further evidence that he has OCD and literally feels the urge to film everything. Next, they talk about some sort of project and someone named Kevin. So that gives us at least 3 people involved in whatever's going on. Something else to point out is that we hear him say it wasn't roadkill. It's safe to assume that they are talking about the dead raccoon in the basement. Moving on, the next few minutes are more of nothing. Some cats, a drainage pipe. Eventually we're in the woods and Alex starts filming a tent. This is where Alex and the friends seem to cross paths. He continues walking around the area, and we can see that it appears to be the same area from all of the P prefix videos. It jumps ahead to nighttime, and things become dark very quickly. Take a look. This pretty much speaks for itself. But that's as far as he takes it for now. Skipping ahead, we finally get our answer on whether or not Bag Over the Head guy is still alive. Just a little warning for those of you that are going to watch this series all the way through, this part has some nudity, as well as a couple other parts later on. I of course censored it for this though. This is where they are keeping him, and these are the conditions that he is stuck with. We know it's freezing cold outside, he doesn't have any blankets, I doubt they are feeding him or giving him water. This is pretty brutal. We see him a little later on out in the daylight towards the end of this video as well. It's unclear what they are making him do, but it seems like he is picking up trash or something. It's a very odd part of the video that doesn't make much sense, but this at least tells us that he is alive, though he seems pretty sickly and malnourished. This continues on in the next video, entitled Clap 1. They have Bag Over the Head guy walking on some kind of reservoir where we can see blood left behind from what we can assume is his feet. Skipping over a few more, the next relevant video is called Rot. We revisit the dead raccoon and we can see that it has been a few weeks at the very least and the raccoon is heavily decaying. Earlier, Alex's friend, or possible brother, was alluding to the idea that they might be using the raccoon for some kind of secret project. Either that or the act of killing the raccoon was part of the project and Alex might be keeping it because he is interested. I think he is interested regardless, considering he keeps going back to it. We are also shown the paper that we talked about earlier that we get a slightly better look at this time. Now we can read the words, "Please" and "God is watching." At this point we can also see that the dead raccoon has been lying on top of that same piece of paper. I'm not sure what the relevance is of this, but I think it's definitely worth noting. The next clip is called Clap 2. It starts with a very dark shot down an unfinished hallway, and we can hear something, or someone, being dragged along the floor. We are then shown some pretty disturbing footage of some blood and guts being cleaned off of the floor. I think it's possible that this is the dead raccoon, but there is no way of confirming this that I can see. There is also a muffled song playing in the background that I haven't been able to identify. Once again, we've come back to a series of videos of the friends that are out of order and don't tell us much of anything. But there is an interesting video entitled RLMR that comes in the middle of these that appears to introduce a new face. Some people believe this is the same girl that Alex was stalking before, but comparing the two images, I would say this is an entirely new character. I'm not sure exactly what is going on in this video. It seems like Alex is just casually hanging out with this girl, and it could be possible that she is either part of the project or the next potential victim of the project. Following this is a video called Gray, which is just a video of Alex filming the side of the highway while riding shotgun. Once again, it's uneventful and I believe it just to be more random footage. What we do find, however, is a P video with a very important detail.
Or is it like trash?
Whoa. What's that, like a mini DV tape?
I guess.
Was this in the bag?
No, that was just sitting up by our stuff.
No, it's not mine, but I'll take it.
Okay.
We'll see what's on it.
I mean, I don't know.
I think my dad might have a camera still that can play this.
What is it gonna be, like some sex tape or something.
Yeah, someone left a sex tape outside our tent. That's great.
It might be possible that the night Alex was spying on the friends through their tent, that he dropped one of his tapes. And I can only imagine that this would be a huge stressor for Alex, and it could possibly lead him to try and find the friends and get it back. Or if the other members of the project found out, it could lead them to try and find the friends, since there could be incriminating evidence on those tapes. This brings us to the video that I originally found that led me to the Kepther E channel. It was posted on Reddit on a small found footage board. The video is titled Pills, and the footage is extremely disturbing.
You've taken the pills and you are mine now. You will follow the instructions I give you. Any deviation from these instructions will result in pain. The instructions are as follows. One clap means you will bury your bag. Two claps means you need to clean up. Three claps means something needs to be moved. Four claps means it's time to go.
This really starts to put things into perspective. I think now it's fairly obvious that we are dealing with some kind of cult. I don't think Alex is one of the masterminds behind the project. It seems like his compulsion to film is the reason we are getting a look into the happenings of this cult at all, and Alex is only related to someone that is heavily involved. That would explain why Alex seems not to be bothered by the evil things that are going on. If he grew up around it, then this is just another day for him. I've tried to make out the audio in this video, but it's so muffled and very hard to understand. I spent a long time trying to clean up the audio so I can understand it, and I was able to translate quite a bit. Here's what I gathered.
You've taken the pills and you are mine now. You will follow the instructions I give you. Any deviation from these instructions will result in pain. The instructions are as follows. One clap means you will bury your bag. Two claps means you need to clean up. Three claps means something needs to be moved. Four claps means it's time to go.
This leads us back to the Clap 1 and Clap 2 videos. In Clap 1, the hostage is carrying a bag and walking on the reservoir. In Clap 2, someone is cleaning up blood and guts of what I believe is the raccoon. Unfortunately, I couldn't make out what Clap 3 meant, but hopefully we will discover something that helps us answer that question later on. So far, we have videos with the P prefix, the DV prefix, along with some randomly named videos. This next part is a string of videos with a new prefix entirely, DSC. All of these videos seem to belong to someone else completely separate. It's mostly videos of two girls that we haven't seen before doing random activities like hiking, swimming, and just hanging out. At one point, we can hear one of the girls say,
And I'm glad y'all let me trust me with the boys, but it's scary being in this house alone.
I don't believe this is a coincidence, and I think her fear could be tied to the project, or at the very least, possibly Alex. This is the last new prefix we see in the Kepther E series, and it seems that what we are seeing is a collection of videos all taken from different cameras of victims and uploaded to the channel. One of my viewers on my stream, who also has a channel called Time6, pointed out that Kepther E could actually mean kept here and was simply spelt with a typo. This could indicate that Alex keeps his videos here, and all of the dark activity is just a product of Alex's obsession with filming and childlike naivety. This is just one of the many theories that could explain what is going on with this channel. But let's get to the end before we get too ahead of ourselves. There doesn't seem to be anything else too significant with these DSC videos. They eventually lead us to a video called Burn, which is another Alex video. It appears that he is burning a Polaroid picture of something. Some people think it's a body or body parts, but I honestly can't really tell from the couple of frames we can see the full picture. He seems to take his time, slowly burning the photo and examining it as he goes. It's such an odd pace that it seems more ritualistic than anything. The next important video is DV100122. It doesn't seem very important at first. It just shows some cats doing normal cat things until we get to the end. We can see a very strange face. Something doesn't seem right about it. It almost looks like a mannequin or a mask. This is one of the more disturbing parts of this series, in my opinion. It feels like we are starting to catch a glimpse of what this project is all about. Some of the theories I've seen involve the summoning of a demon to building a doll made up of different animal and human body parts. But I'm not going to speculate too much on what I think is going on and let you guys take away what you believe to be true. Next, we have a video called Vulture, which is equally disturbing.
I've noticed you've been aloof lately. You like this, don't you? My neighbor. I want you to understand that this is all bigger than you. I've had my eye on her for some time now. I will have her and you can pick up the scraps. Like a vulture. He's next.
I've translated the audio as best I could, and it seems odd to say the least.
I've noticed you've been aloof lately. You like this, don't you? My neighbor. I want you to understand that this is all bigger than you. I've had my eye on her for some time now. I will have her and you can pick up the scraps, like a vulture. She's next.
It almost seems like a continuation of the audio from Pills. There's also a quick few frames of something towards the end of Vultures, and if you freeze frame it, this is what we see. I'm not quite sure what we're looking at, but this image is pretty haunting. It looks similar to the mask we saw at the end of Pills, just more blood. But as far as unsettling videos go, the next one is potentially the worst. The video is named Alex, and I'm not entirely sure why, unless the person in this video is Alex. I have to blur part of it as it depicts someone being murdered or at the very least gravely injured. So besides the obvious, very violent footage at the end, we can also finally see the full piece of paper that keeps coming up, and we can see that it says, "Don't steal my tapes, please. God is watching." This adds more merit to the fact that Alex is obsessed with filming and his tapes are sacred to him. So we can only imagine what he must have felt when he realized that he lost one of his tapes while filming The Friends earlier. As for the first part of this footage, we will come back to this at the end. Skipping over a couple of videos, this actually does bring us to the end, and it's a video called Smut. Before we watch this video, I wanted to bring up something I found to be very interesting: the word smut. Looking into the definition of the word, it seems that there are a few variants of what it could mean, but most of them seem to be tied to something sexual. The one that seems to make the most sense to me is this: when two or more characters has a sexual encounter with each other. It could be all sex with very little story plot, or well thought out story with occasional sex scenes, usually associated with fan art, fan fiction, and a lot of romance novels. Is it possible that this whole thing is some sort of twisted fetish? Maybe that is why these videos are so important to Alex. If we look at Kepther E through the lens of sexuality, it all seems to put everything into perspective a little more. This would give a motive for the creation of this project that they keep referring to. This theory seems to be the most promising in my opinion, and I think a closer look at each and every video with that context could connect the dots a little bit. With that being said, let's watch this last video and see what we can learn.
Look, see, I got 2 cameras on here.
This is easily the strangest of the videos. We have a person dancing around in a field with a sheet over their head, a creepy mannequin dressed in robes, a person wearing a wedding dress, and some kind of disturbing bird mask that I'm sure most of you missed since it's only in a couple of frames. What the hell is going on? At the end of Smut, we can see a bunch of pictures with words written on them. I've translated what I was able to make out, and this is what I could see. This seems like another part of whatever ritual is going on, whether it be personal or eclectic. So, now that we've managed to get through the entire series, let's revisit a couple of things and bring up a couple of videos that I skipped over. To get it out of the way, the first thing I wanted to bring up were these home security videos. There are only 2 of them and they don't show much. If we look at the date stamp, they appear to be from May of 2016 and are taken 1 week apart. They don't seem to show anything important, but it probably just means that the owner of this home is another victim of the project. Next, I want to go back to the Alex video. In the beginning, we can barely see something sitting in the dark. It sits there for a long time until we can see it get up suddenly. This appears that it could be the mannequin, but how is it moving? If it's not the mannequin, then it's someone about the same height wearing the same clothes. That whole sequence is very unsettling, and I believe that whatever this is the product of this entire project. We can see the person that is wearing the wedding dress in the photo from earlier is bowing to the mannequin. Whatever it is, it appears to be some sort of idol and could potentially be the god that Alex is referring to. It also explains what we saw earlier with this picture. The odd thing is that we can see it moving ever so slightly. Is it a mannequin? Or is it some kind of twisted Frankenstein demon that Alex summoned with his bird mask? I don't know if we will ever know the true answer, but regardless, it's terrifying. There's so much here, guys, and I'm sure I missed a ton of stuff, but I did my best to recap the series and throw out some possible theories as to what I think is going on. To sum it up, my best guess is this. Alex and his brother have some kind of disturbing past that left them both damaged. Together, and with the help of some other number of recruits, they began this project that involves some matter of kidnapping, torture, ritualistic behavior, and murder. This project was created to fulfill either a sexual or religious desire, and all of these videos are a product of Alex's obsession with filming, naivety, and simple nature. I don't think Alex was ever taught right from wrong and is only doing what he believes he is supposed to. So there it is, guys. Thanks to those that stuck through it. This is my longest video to date, and if you all like this kind of thing, you can expect to see more like it. They won't all be this long, and I'll be covering real events, internet mysteries, strange profiles, and ARGs just like this. Let me know what theories you all have and what you thought about Kepther E. I would love to see what you guys can come up with, and maybe we can unravel this mystery further together. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay on the lookout for the giant collaboration video I've been working on. We have over 20 narrators and 18 writers involved in this collaboration, and I'm honored to be working with every single one. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to click the notification bell. That way you will be notified when we release a new video. Day 992. My ass has officially fallen off of this chair. The house is empty and gathering dust. My vocal cords sound like Joe Cocker gargling hot chunks of asphalt. I can't even remember what part I was on. Send help, please.